One of the reasons why people don't use video content is because they think it's too time consuming, or it's confusing, or it's overwhelming, or they just kind of get lost in it where they try to do a video every single week and they haven't figured out a process. But in this video, we're going to give you our process of using video content and creating video content where you can create 6 months of video content in as little as 3 days. So keep watching. Hey there, I'm Brandon Lucero, the founder of Sold with Video, and in today's video, we're going to give you our process and our plan to creating 6 months worth of video content in as little as 3 days. So there's 4 steps to this process. Let's jump into step number 1, which is planning out your content before the film day. So in order to get 6 months worth of content, we first need to address what type of content you're going to be doing. Every business should focus on really 2 types of content when they're first starting out. This means educational how-to content, maybe motivational, thought reversal type stuff, or maybe it's a podcast type, but you should really identify what 2 types of content you want to start with. The reason why you need 2 types of content is because it becomes very easy to streamline that process when you know exactly what you're doing, how it's edited, how it's shot, and how it looks. So figure out those 2 types of content you're going to be doing. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions that people think is that we need to add value with our content, and the only way we can add value is by giving educational how-to content. But I want to flip that on its head, because when we look at people like Gary Vaynerchuk, Lewis Howes, Grant Cardone, they have massive followings that they grew to huge levels, and they grew faster than most people ever have and most people ever will without depending on how-to content. So this means we don't really need to depend a lot on how-to educational content, keywords, popular topics, and things like that. We do incorporate it, it does have its place, but what we really want to focus in with this content when you plan out your content is to focus on a couple things. Number 1 is what you want to focus on is your core values and your beliefs. What are the beliefs of you as an individual and you as a company? We want to incorporate that into your content. We also want to look at the objections that people are going to have when it comes to buying. If people are going to have the objection of your product or your service is too much money, we can create thought reversal videos that are going to be content pieces that remove fears, remove objections that people are going to have from buying from you in the future. This means you can address those things of how thinking things are too expensive actually is what keeps you broke and stuck inside of your business. What this does is it removes fear in your audience, and that's extremely value adding. So we don't want to depend completely on how-to educational content. We want to depend more on adding value into people's lives by removing beliefs, connecting with them on the identity level. And that's how we want to map out your content. So when we look at planning out 6 months worth of content, let's just say you're going to do a weekly video. If we're doing a weekly video over 6 months, that's only 24 videos. So you need 24 video topics. If you need a rule of thumb, I would say do about 25 to 50% of them as how-to educational content, and the rest of them should be thought reversals, motivationals, belief-based videos, and also those objection-busting videos as well. Now, one of the things you don't want to do is plan out more than 6 months worth of content. Sure, you might be able to do more than 6 months worth of content in that 3-day period, but you want to just do it in 6-month batches. And the reason for that is you get to see how your content's doing. Your messaging may change. People may respond to different topics more than the other ones. And so if you do 9 months worth of content, you're basically stuck with that content for 9 months. But if we shorten it to 6 months, it gives you 6 months to really test and see what's working, and then you do it in 6-month increments, which allows you to really fine-tune your message and your content over time. So what you want to do is plan out your 24 topics. You want to outline the how-to educational content so you can just get in front of the camera and go. And then the thought reversals, motivationals, inspirationals, you want to really script those out so you can just use a teleprompter or just talk straight into the camera as you read the script. So plan out 6 months worth of content, which should be 24 videos before you get to the film day. And that brings us right into step number 2, which is actually scripting or outlining your content. Now, the rule of thumb is that your how-to content doesn't need to be scripted because you know your stuff. This is stuff that you talk about every single day. So as long as you have an outline, you can just get in front of the camera and go and talk. Now, the thing you want to keep in mind is that when you're doing your how-to educational content, you want to make sure that you're concise. So you're really teaching more of what they need to do, not necessarily how to really do it. Then with your thought reversals, motivationals, inspirational type videos, or your belief-based videos, those really should be scripted out. Meaning that you should either have a teleprompter, you can have the script on your computer, and then you can just read the script from the computer with the camera on the side. And that way, those are scripted out to perfection every single time, because there's a lot of influence or persuasion that you should be incorporating into these, especially the thought reversal videos. Now, if you don't know what a thought reversal video is, we'll have a link underneath or around this video linking over to the thought reversal formula, which is going to be the formula to thought reversals, which could be one of the most powerful types of content that you ever release inside of your business. Now, scripting these out will take maybe about a day or so. So really, that's going to be in addition to the 3 days of filming. So this whole process could take you about 4 days. Now, for us, we can script out most of our content probably in about a day. Maybe a half a day. We've been through that process so many times that it's really easy for us to script this out. We've done it for ourselves and our clients many times. So it will take some practice, but over time, you're gonna be able to do this in about half a day to a day. So now we can move right into step number 3, which is the 3 days of filming. Now that we have 24 videos mapped out, we have the outlines and we have them scripted, we can go into the shooting. So the shooting should really have one set or a couple sets that you shoot in. Now, what most people don't realize is that your set and where you shoot has a lot to do with the branding of all of your video content. So my suggestion is that you always shoot in the same set or a very similar set every single time, so that no matter what video you're putting out, people can see that set and go, that's so-and-so, or that's Sold with Video, or that's this person and this person. So keep in mind the set has a lot to do with the actual branding of your video. Now, what we like to do is on day 1, is we go through a lot of the how-to and educational content. These are typically going to be the longer videos. So what we want to do is make sure that we go through one after another, after another, after another. After a few videos, you tend to get in the groove and you can knock them out like this. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that every 3 to 4 videos, you do want to change your outfit, you do want to change your shirt so that it doesn't look like you're wearing the same clothes in every single video, since all your content is going to be deployed over a 6-month period. The idea here on day 1 is to get through as many videos as you can. So start at like 8 or 9 in the morning and go to like 4 or 5 in the afternoon and just pump out as much content as you can. So day 2 is going to be really more reserved for the thought reversals or the motivationals, the inspirationals, and you're going to go through these really quick because you're either going to have a teleprompter, you're going to be reading off the computer or something like that. The process will be the same, where you're going to want to change out your outfits, but really these are going to be more B-roll intensive videos, meaning that it's going to be less footage of you talking directly into a camera and more footage of you working or looking emotional or footage that's going to help reinforce the emotion or tell the story of the video that you're currently doing. So B-roll is going to be that footage, the action shots going around, and these videos will be more B-roll intensive. So the thing you want to keep in mind is that when you're going through these videos, it would be a great idea to have a piece of paper or document opened where you can write down ideas of B-roll shots that you want to get that will complement the video or the script that you're writing. Now, day 3 of the shoot is primarily just the B-roll day, which means this is you going out and capturing those action shots. This is you typing on the computer. This is you looking emotional, walking on the beach, walking on a trail, or working in your office. These are all the action shots that you see inside of different videos. So what we want to do is make sure that you're filming all of this content, or your videographer is filming all this content at 60 frames a second or 120 frames a second if your camera is able to do that. Now, what we like to do with B-roll is if we're filming one shot, and let's say it's you typing at the computer, we like to shoot it at 3 different angles and 3 different depths, meaning you're gonna have one on the left side, super close up, then medium, and then far away, one on the front end, close up, medium, and far away, and this one on the right side, medium, close up, and far away. And what that allows you to do is take one shot and get it 9 different ways, which essentially give you 9 different B-roll shots from one little action. Each B-roll shot can be anywhere from 3 to 10 seconds. Since it's going to be slowed down to be more dramatic, a 3-second shoot or shot at 120 frames a second could really be sped up to almost 10 seconds and still have it be really smooth. So remember, on 120 frames a second, shoot at 3 different angles at 3 different depths. And in day 3, you might even just be able to spend just a few hours and get all the B-roll you need. So enabling or having an entire day just for B-roll is more than enough. So by the end of day 3, you're gonna have all your A-roll or content film from day 1 and 2, and you're also gonna have all the B-roll to go along with those videos, all captured in day number 3. So the big question is, how do we put this all together? And that brings us to step number 4, which is running it through your video process. Now, there's a reason why when we talk about the video 4X effect, the 4th pillar is making video hands-off for you, the entrepreneur. And the only way to make it hands-off is to have a video system where you can upload your scripts, you can upload your content, then your editor and your video reviewer take it and they compile all the content together and then give you the finished product. And then you can even take it a step further and have a virtual assistant start posting it online. All of this is inside the video 4X effect, where we show you the processes, the workflows, and the systems of making this all work on any budget. So when I started my business, I was dead broke, I had no money, but I was still able to hire editors overseas who were working for $2 to $4 an hour, video reviewers who would work for $2 an hour to review the video, but you need to make sure that you have the workflow working. So one of the ways we do this is we actually design a style guide where all of the editing of how we want every video to look like is in one document. Meaning that the first 5 to 10 seconds are gonna have an opener, then from there it's gonna be a slow transition to this, and then from here it's gonna be a slow transition to this. Then the steps animation comes in this way, the lower third comes in this way. That way any editor can come in, read the style guide and see exactly here's how a how-to video is made, here's how an inspirational video is made, here's how a thought reversal video is made, and any editor can hop in, look at the workflow, look at the process, and pump out the perfect video every single time. Once a completed video is done, it goes to a video reviewer who compares it to the style guide to make sure that they fit together. And then from there, it goes to the virtual assistant who then starts posting it online using our processes and formulas. And when you have all these steps working together, you can pump out video content in as little as 3 to 4 days, and then you never have to worry about video again. So every 6 months, 3 to 4 days, all your video content is done. And this is gonna be video content that's designed to not only build an audience, but create demand for your products, generate more sales, and to really talk about what you believe in and stand out because you stand for something. Now, all of this is inside the video 4X effect. And if you wanna see exactly how we're helping entrepreneurs like you grow their followings, but create demand and generate more sales at the exact same time using video, then download the free handbook around this video. You can see the full video 4X effect and how it works inside of your business so that it's hands-off for you, you have an impactful message, and a synergistic strategy that works on all platforms. So go get that handbook right now, and I'll see you guys on the next video.